Thanks, Chad, for inviting me to this interview and a testimonial of what BulletProof has done for my business. Prior to being a realtor, I had been a professional engineer for 25 years. And as we had talked, the fact that I had canceled my membership back in August of last year due to some medical issues, I realized that I needed to get a strategic plan together. And I really realized after I had canceled my membership that the value was diminished. And going through my strategic plan of understanding that I needed to have an online presence with Google, but also balancing that with social media. And I was able to, in December, basically reevaluate my entire business and strategically place that I had both captured through two marketing companies, one being yours and the other one being another company, to handle my Facebook social media. And they mirror so well with each other and they collaborate so well. Now it's even more difficult to digest why I'm getting leads, because not only people search me on social media, they also search me on Google. So then when I ask them, hey, how did you find me? They're like, well, I see you on my Facebook page, and then I read all your testimonial reviews on Google, and I saw what you're doing, and I see your website, and I see what you're doing. I love your website. It's interactive, it's engaging, it's professional. It allows me to go into a client when I get a call to show the professionalism that we have. Understand, I've only been a realtor for 3 years, and I work for a small town of Alexandria, Minnesota, of only 15,000 people. And I work for a small little boutique that only has 5 agents. And we are one of the top producing agencies in the area. So I knew I needed to distinguish myself, and that for me to be able to do that, I needed to have a better presence. Some of the greatest successes that I could honestly say was when I started getting calls and I started getting people recognizing me and my brokerage. We have a weekly meeting, and they're starting to criticize me, asking, well, how are you getting this? Or we're hearing your name and we see your advertising and what you're doing. And why are you doing that? Why are you spending all this money? And I'm like, GCI, because I'm getting a return on my investment. And I can attribute to roughly around 15 transactions since I began with you guys with a GCI. My town is small, so my average sale price is right around $250,000. So I've done well, and you can take those numbers based on what we have, and it's been fantastic. And back in April of 2023, I didn't even have a Google business page. I had nothing. I had no online presence, nothing. I had no social media account. And remember, I was a professional engineer. I lived in a box and worked for a company, and that's all I did. I didn't have a lot of interactions with others. So there's a lot of things going on that really allowed me, and BulletProof was an integral part of my business success.
That's awesome. Well, the 3M. So yeah, you're an engineer in a box. It's a great testimony when an engineer actually comes into a system like this, who understands actual systems and can plug it in and give us a testimony like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I realized that between the 3 platforms, I'm really going to call 3 out: Google, which of course is the #1 search engine. And then of course, YouTube, which is, you guys are offering that course, and I'm just getting started on that with that integration of your staff. And then going through that 10-day training, that's going well, which is good. Has not been implemented yet in regards to my website or on my YouTube channel. I've got a couple videos that have been recorded, which is great. And that's a great guideline and a great coaching mechanism and a great program. And it's, to have it affiliated with BulletProof is just, it's awesome. And then, of course, social media being Facebook. I look at 2 ways. The people with money are on Facebook. The people that are not on money are on TikTok and Instagram and everything else. Well, you can get across those platforms just with your content. And that's who I typically want to work with.
That's awesome. Well, Google, like you said, is the largest search engine in the world. YouTube is #2, and they're owned by Google.
Yep.
We had so many customers. We had so many clients actually asking us, what about YouTube? What about YouTube? It's basically why we designed the YouTube course. And it took me a long time to put it together to make sure it was just so easy just to follow through. Like, we're really trying to make everything so simple for our clients. But the other day, we tell people we're trying to help get you on the first page of Google. That's the goal, because the bodies are buried on pages 2 and below. Like, if you're not found, that's just where it is. Well, if somebody actually goes and searches realtor in your town, right? We want you to rank on page #1. But what's really been brought to our attention is, what if somebody actually refers you in your town? What's somebody going to do? They're actually going to go home to Google and they're actually going to type in Jae Vonbank. Well, after you get your YouTube channel up, what's going to be fantastic is if you're at the top in the local service ads, if you're ranking there on the first page of Google, and then when you scroll down, your YouTube videos are going to make the first page of Google. So it'll really look like you own your market. That's the whole intent with the YouTube course, is just for you to absolutely dominate that first page when somebody goes and searches your actual name in your town.
Yeah, and I've seen the same thing with agent-to-agent referral. Agents outside of the area will Google, hey, I'm looking for an agent, not necessarily part of any program, but they're going to Google and they find me in the top, whether they're local service ads or, like you say, on the organic side, and looking, of course, at your testimonial reviews, which is so important to feed, to fuel that the engine that we have at Bulletproof. And having that professionalism that we have there and that content, when they Google me now personal, my presence is getting more and more and more. So my online profiles, whether it be, on Google, but all the other links that are associated with it, they're already all set up and they're consistent. And that's the one thing I will get big benefit to Bulletproof is there's no inconsistencies. It's very uniform, and the same message is very consistent across all platforms, which is a very big benefit. And you guys do a great job of managing that.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. That's really, people don't understand how much that plays into the algorithm. If you're the same all the way across the board, you go up. If you're on 10 different websites and you got 5 different addresses and phone numbers and stuff because you just don't have time to go back and update them, you get penalized for it. So, but with that being said, let me go ahead and jump right in and ask you a few questions. Sorry, I'm bad. I could talk to you all day long.
We're good.
I got to respect your time. So, the first question would be, what was the problem you had? Basically, you said you've only been in real estate for 3 years, but were you having any problems before you jumped onto Bulletproof? Like, what exactly were you looking for? Was it just an online presence, or did you have anything specific that you came back to Bulletproof for?
The biggest thing was me developing my strategic plan of understanding my ROI and evaluating. I was a smaller brokerage before that basically you spend money on Zillow and Realtor.com and you get online leads and you're paying a lot of money for those. You're not building a brand and you're not building relationships. You become a transactional agent. I didn't want to be there. And the brokerage I'm with right now, like I said, the small one I'm with, very built on old school standards and building relationships. And I realized that people do search you and they look at your level of professionalism. And they want to see that before you're able to get a luxury listing or you're able to even get a listing, let alone 1 or 2. And now that I've been joined, when I left, was because of health reasons. I needed to step back. And then I realized I still need to get income coming in. And the nice thing is, whether it's my social media or my Google, I'm advertising 24 hours a day. People are searching, whether they're working overnights or during the days or the mornings. They're searching all the time. And, we talked earlier about your coaching calls. There's a lot of value in what is being portrayed, whether it's a collaboration with like-minded agents, and your crew does an amazing job. And, I jump on those whenever I can, because even though it's a review initially, there's a lot of collaboration and a lot of troubleshooting that goes through. And it's awesome because we have like-minded people that can help each other, and then we can connect offline or online. And then your resources groups that you have as far as troubleshooting or adding value. Hey, I want to do this. Okay, let's hop on a call real quick. Let's talk through it, and I will try and bring what we can do. And you guys do an amazing job of that.
Well, I appreciate that. And we love the collaboration part. We try and tell everybody, if you can jump on, because, you might come on a call every week, and you saying something might help an agent who's been on every week as well, but you said something a little bit different. A while ago, whenever you said, yeah, it actually, when we were talking about Google and somebody cross-referencing you, you're the first person who I heard another agent outside of your area is looking to give somebody a referral. And I have yet to hear that. And I've done a lot of these interviews and I've yet to hear anybody. So these are, mutually beneficial, just like the coaching calls.
Yeah, they are. And, the overall value of what you get, that's kind of goes back. Why did I return? I knew I needed to get a strategic presence there, and I knew I needed it. And I knew you guys were the choice that I was going to make. It was just a matter of enabling that, and then realizing that, okay, if I'm going to start getting better and becoming a top producer, I need to have the tool sets, and I need to show that. People look at you, they look at what you're doing. The one thing I love about it now is that whether it be on social media or with Google or on YouTube, I'm just going to call them a whole, your online presence. I go to listings now. People know me already. They already have a parasocial relationship. They either have read my reviews, seen my YouTube videos, or have seen my Facebook stuff that I've been doing. And they already know me before I get there. I've already won before I got there. And that has changed the game. I was primarily a buyer's agent for my first 2 years. And this year, all I am is a listing agent. I've only had, I think, 3 buyer contracts, and all I've been doing is listing houses. So that was a big change in my business, going from being primarily a buyer's agent of 25, 30 transactions a year, with only having 1 or 2 listings, and now primarily being a listing agent. Very different, very different business model. And of course, for every time I get a listing, I usually get a sale on top of that too. So
yeah, that's fantastic. And we've been told, or I've heard many times, like listings are like gold. Like you would much rather prefer to get those calls, hey, come list my house.
Yes, I would. And I just had one recently. I just got a property listed here for $800,000, and I would have never got it unless I had what I had done. Yeah,
that's fantastic. So being an engineer, being in and out of BulletProof, like do you have anything specifically that you had tried in the past, as far as whether it be, lead generation, Zillow, something where you just buy leads? What have you tried in the past that you tried? You don't have to name company names, but you tried and didn't work, that made you stick with BulletProof over something else?
Yeah, well, I did initially. Like I said, I was doing Realtor, Zillow.com, and all the other lead agencies that I could, whether it be Fast Expert or other ones that were out there. Yeah. And you're spending a lot of money and initially it was very good. Their quality has gone down, and now a lot of things are changing in our industry within our settlements and everything else. That's going to change that entire business platform. But I noticed that I needed to get out of that transactional side and start building relationships. And that's where the strategic side came in place, and why BulletProof was the direct partner. My website, I love it. Homes by Jae has been great. Walking through it, setting up coffee calls with my clients or potential clients. They thought that was kind of cool that I would actually have a conversational piece in there. That's actually generated some nice returns, which is great. But again, people can get to see who you are, and having your own brand, even though you're part of another brokerage, that is the key. So whether you're with Keller Williams, EXP, Exit, or whatever, you don't have to be. You can be your own agent, and you can build your own brand. And a lot of our clients or collaborative agents that are part of this program, we all collaborate together, which I find is a very extreme high value.
Awesome. Well, so we've been able to see kind of the success that BulletProof has actually brought you, or social media has brought you as a whole. What do you think the next, 10 to 12 months? What's your projection on what you would like to see from BulletProof? What you think up and to the right is the goal, of course, just like always. What do you project for yourself, for your business, for the next 10 to 12 months?
I project probably between 30 and 40 transactions. In that regard, from a GCI standpoint, they're going to range from $100,000 to $500,000 or $800,000. That's an economical side. Now, as far as the online presence, continue to build my YouTube. That's going to be a big one. I know the value of what it is. Getting that third leg on a stool, basically, from Facebook, Google, and YouTube, getting that, and then feeding all those into one funnel, essentially, is just going to increase my availability and my presence in my small community. Starting out, we have a little town of 15,000 people, and we have over 225 agents. There's a lot of agents in our area, and we're losing them, which I think is a good thing. So as we're losing them because of our lawsuits and our market changing right now, you have to be available. You have to have an online presence, and if you don't, you're going to be non-existent. And that was the thing. I was non-existent a year ago. I'm not non-existent anymore. People see me when I go to the grocery store. Hey, I see you on Google, or I see you on Facebook. when I go to the bar and have a drink, I'm socializing. And then they're like, hey, aren't you that real estate guy? And so I love that. And I'll take my older daughter out. We'll go out to the bar, or we'll go to the grocery store together, or Target or Walmart or whatever. And people stare and they look, and she's like, yep, they see you from Facebook, I guarantee it. Or they know you from Google, which is great. And that part you have to be. And you can generate, you can manifest celebrity in your own community through this. You got to spend some money, but you can build it. You can take a huge step from what other programs have done in the past 20 years ago. It would take you years to get what you can accomplish in months. This is a long play, though. This is not a short play. None of the platforms I'm on are short-term plays. Yeah, you can get these people that will say, oh, we'll boost your online presence for this 5-mile radius for this amount of money for 10 days or 20 days. Oh, that's great. That helps you to a degree. I like to build organically, and that's why, yes, this is a long-term play. And when I got back into it, I knew it was a long-term play, which is why I reinvested in myself and I reinvested into Bulletproof.
Yeah, that's great. And we try and be as upfront and honest as possible. We tell everybody when they hop on for a demo, hey, listen, if you can't give this 6 to 12 months, just don't sign up. Like we don't want everybody to be a client. We don't want people that are looking for that lottery ticket. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes somebody from a small town, it might work out that way to where, somebody in your town might only have 3, 5, and 10 reviews. Like you might blow past people really quick, but we know that the foundation is the long play. And so we try and be as upfront, as transparent as possible. So with all that being said, it's already been 18 minutes. I've taken up a bunch of your time. Before I close this out, is there anything you'd like to share with anybody? Would you like to promote, your site, your town, anything? We'll just leave it to you.
Honestly, I'd just say thank you. Thank you to Bulletproof. You guys add a tremendous amount of value to my business. It's a great partnership to have with you guys, and you have continued to exceed my expectations. And I would share one thing with others, that is Bulletproof is continuously adding value, which is one of the reasons I rejoined. So thank you, Chad.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate the testimony. I appreciate you hopping on. I'll close this out real quick. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that today. Hope this video inspires you. We have lots of clients that we're trying to make a huge impact. I hope his testimony has inspired you and let you know it's actually possible. I can't believe of a town of so few with so many real estate agents. I love hearing that you've turned into a celebrity basically in your own town. If you're hopped on, if you're just watching this for the first time, go to our website. It's joinbulletproof.com. You can watch a 7-minute long demo, a training video that we have posted. Try and make it as simple as possible to explain what we do. You can also click on freebies. We have a YouTube course that you can download. We have a free bullet. We have all kinds of stuff that we can actually, impact your business before you ever join. We want to add value to everybody. So if you think this can make an impact, go to joinbulletproof.com. Check us out. Jay, thank you very much. You're a very inspiring person.
Thanks.